Well, you saw the fiery but mostly peaceful protests in Dublin. You saw the government whining about inflammatory rhetoric on social media. So what better way to de-escalate the situation, thought this government councillor, than to literally call the protesters a terrorist group?
Everyone is living on edge right now, and we need to do something about it. We cannot continue ignoring that this is a small minority of far-right movement. It is an organized terrorist group of people who want to harm immigrants in this country, and we have to take action now.
Excuse me?
It is an organized terrorist group.
You're pointing the finger at the Irish people for engaging in inflammatory rhetoric, getting more outraged over mean words on the internet than the horrendous incident that caused all this in the first place. And you label them a terrorist group? Inflammatory rhetoric. It's okay when we do it.
Terrorist group.
These types bang on all day about prejudice and the collective stereotyping and demonisation of migrants. Yet they collectively demonise 75% of the country, who in polls have said they want a complete halt on asylum seekers arrivals. They use one of the very worst things you can label someone and think it's perfectly acceptable. Well, it isn't. It's an outrage. But it's par for the course with this lot, isn't it? Conor McGregor says the Irish are right to be concerned about busloads of men arriving at night under the cover of darkness, showing up to be housed in small villages, small communities, none of whom were even told this was happening, never mind asked. No, but he's bad. His ex-posts are under police investigation. It's completely insane. I don't know who needs to hear this, but asking questions about why your country's population is increasing by 2% every single year, why it's increased nearly 2 million in the last 3 decades alone, and how this is impacting the safety of your children, how this is impacting your ability to even rent a house, how it's impacting your community and your culture, has nothing to do with terrorism. Meanwhile, journalists continue to be more outraged at this Gript editor for revealing that the child stabber was an Algerian migrant who should have been deported 20 years ago than the stabbing itself.
Your website, John McGurk, has received a lot of criticism this
for
weekend
reporting the news,
for choosing to highlight the nationality of the suspect in this night attack at a moment in time when there were hostilities in the city centre. I'm wondering, in what way did you feel his nationality had a bearing on this incident?
It was entirely relevant because, as subsequent facts have shown, he was somebody who came here, was given citizenship after being issued with a deportation order, and has never, according to the Sunday Independent, worked a day in his life. It is relevant because of what happened with Joseph Puska, what happened in Sligo with Yusuf Palani. It is further relevant, I would say. I mean, it's fascinating that I'm being asked this question because no one is saying the story was untrue. Essentially, the story...
No, I'm not, I didn't say it was untrue. I asked you what its relevance was.
Essentially, the position now seems to have gone from, we're worried about misinformation and disinformation, to all of a sudden you can no longer report true information or you're whipping up fear. And so I would question, you're a fellow journalist, we're discussing journalism, I would question you, what power do you have, Ciara, or any journalist have, to decide what fact the public should or should not know?
I'm not saying they have... I'm saying what journalists do have, John McGurk, what they do have, John McGurk, is responsibility.
For what?
That's what journalists have.
Not to overheat an already
not to overheat
situation.
or inflame an already hostile situation. That's the responsibility journalists also have.
What your essential position is that you, as a journalist sitting in that chair, should decide what information the people watching this programme have, and if you decide that they can't handle it, you don't give it to them. In this case, the information was true, it was relevant.
Okay. Truly incredible. If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.